Hey, this is Ben. This is the 46th stanza of The Art of Peace. I'm going to tame my mind right now by focusing on putting on my gloves. So I'm riding on my bike right now and I've got one glove in my left hand. I'm steering the vehicle with one arm. There's a clear sensation of imbalance. Watching the cars as I cross the street. Coming to a hold, there's a distinct difference between the sensation in my right hand and my left hand. As I pause, put my foot down, greater ground. Security enables me to spend more time, more focus on one thing instead of a bunch of things. The light's mine. Off I go. Immediately notice the sensation of my legs pushing against the pedals. The colder air on my face, forehead, nose, through my hands, through my gloves, through my shoulders. It's about a sensation there. Immediately the thought popped in my head, I'm not wearing the right clothing. And then following that was the thought of, yeah, but you're going to get hot as you have to get where you have to go. First influence on my breath. It's circular. It's one of the things we've been talking about. It's the circular sensation of breath when it becomes a little bit more pressed through effort or exertion. So anyway, coming into my feet, notice the pressure of the right big toe, pedal, pelvis, sturdiness on the seat, core. It feels cold. There's a light feeling at my core, like it's misting, like its energy is kind of misting. That's what it feels like as the wind really kind of blows, shiver, heart space, shoulder blades, more cold, more. And a feeling in my throat, there's the pressure there. Feels compacted, sunk in like a turtle, fighting against the cold. The sensation in the top of my head, or the sensation of my head, is compression. I feel it in my eyes, my nose. There's a thought process, there's a thought that accompanies this pressurizing in my face. It's like Clint Eastwood, John Wayne. Like my eyes are squinted like a cowboy on the plains, squinting into the sun and desert. Sign of toughness. So I'm a little bit emboldened by that. What just happened was I turned down an alley. It wasn't my intention. I didn't have a plan, but it's like there was just a open space that just kind of showed up. It's like Laura Palmer from Bridge of Gnosis talks about these autopilots where the body just, not even the body, the being kind of independent of awareness kind of falls in or falls into a pattern of awareness that already exists. I don't know. He's trying to give it words. It's confusing the hell out of me. But it just is, it's taking place. It's happening. It's almost like it was already there. There wasn't choice. There was simply being. I wasn't making a decision. I was interacting with what was. And that was just a flash, just a... So, I don't know, let's talk about it like this. Like, can you hear the sounds around me? Now the question that pops into my head is, why are the sounds the way they are? So there's the sound of my breathing, which is being influenced by my exertion. But what's also being influenced by my talking. There's the sound of the trees. Maybe you can hear the breeze. Cars. I'm not choosing how the world is reacting to me, yet my participation is influencing the world. There are certain things that I can do to create cause and effect, but there's so much more that's happening. I don't know, it's tricky. I feel like my other stanzas came easy. It was symmetry. There was order. It's like when I began, I would fall in and the experience would just settle into the stanza. It happens so many times. But this has a... how do you articulate formless? Well, that's helpful. Formless. How do you articulate formless? I guess if there's any one thing in particular that's really taking up my being, it's the feeling of uncertainty. Armor down and all the pieces that have developed from Armor Down seem to come about formlessly. It's just like the turn I made. It was just the opening was perfectly there, almost like it drew me to it. It's formless. Even creating Mindful Memorial Day was formless. There was no agenda other than the creation of something. And then what developed just kind of developed by the continuation of the process. How it developed into that was formless, but in any given instance there was either an agreement by my part or a kind of an absence or an allowance. I don't know. And it was just the hanging yellow ribbons came from the woman, Anne-Marie, came from Anne-Marie at the Women's Memorial. My idea was to put the ribbons on the wall, and she said, no, let's put them right from the rafters. That was her idea. Getting to the Women's Memorial, that was Bill Chatfield. Getting to Bill was Jennifer Bachman. Falling in. It's almost like it's riding a bike. I think my body is organized to be balanced on a bike. At one point, it wasn't organized to be on a bike, and then afterwards it was. It's like you never forget. What's the equivalent of that in life? Now once you... It's not like... Did anybody teach you how to ride a bike other than put you on a bike over and over again? And if you were to describe exactly how you can ride a bike, how your body knows the balance and the interaction with gravity, all the different forces, how your body knows how to do that, how would you explain it? Oh, on your left. It's just like, you just do it. It just happens. What happens? What is it that happens? What interactions are taking place at the very beginning? I remember when I first started learning how to ride a bike, the training wheels. I remember my dad showing me how to step on with one foot down, get going a little bit, swing my leg over. I remember I was on next to Channing's house, under the big tree, bricks, iron fence. I remember I got it. Is that kick part. I guess it was like a overcoming of the full insecurity of it all. The insecurity of it all just kind of left. And then from there, I was no longer learning how to ride a bike. It was how I rode my bike. So it's like before and after. Everything just kind of changed. Now it's no longer learning how to ride, it's the act of riding. That place where I learned how to ride my bike, overcame that fear. It was also the first place I had a panic attack. Hyperventilated. I think it was because a girl punched me in the stomach. hell. And so everyone just kind of pieced out on me. I like lost my shit and everyone just pieced. And when I lost my shit, I had this and that was the first time that had ever happened. And my parents calmed me down by making me breathe through a paper bag. But in the process of getting home, I remember kind of almost hamming it up. Like there was almost like there was a choice. Like there was what was happening and then there was me watching what was happening. And there was like moments where I would just kind of fall into the fullness of the experience. Just falling into the fullness of. I remember I was hyperventilating so bad at one point. I was walking my bike and I like fell over the curb, and I fell over the curb at the exact spot that I also learned how to ride my bike. I remember that very clearly. It's a feeling of helplessness, but also a feeling of kind of weird fascination. It didn't feel like me, but I kind of chose to be it. I wonder if that's an interesting way to describe awareness. So in the beginning, there's what you hold on to, your identity, but as you let go into awareness, it's not like you stop. I don't know. I guess the question is, could you unlearn how to ride a bike? Part of riding a bike in the beginning was fear. So I guess I could potentially create enough fear to become so adverse to riding a bike I'd never want to do it again. Alright, that's it for today. The 46th Art of Peace, 46th stanza in the Art of Peace is as follows. Instructors can impart only a fraction of the teaching. It is through your own devoted practice that the mysteries of the Art of Peace are brought to life. King, out.